What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. As most of you know, the Isle of Dread update has hit DD2, and it brought along with it 2 new maps and a new incursion. Of course, we got the Plunderer's Paradise and the Jacked Sparrow. The Jacked Sparrow, of course, is the map on the ship, and the Plunderer's Paradise is the rework from Dungeon Defenders 1. Now, the benefit to doing these maps is, first off, on the incursion itself, the special weapon that drops on this map is a Barbarian Axe. Now, this particular axe only drops an incursion, only on that particular map, and it offers the Captain's Fury mod, which actually looks fairly interesting if you're a Barb fan. It increases Barbarian's hero damage, and increases hero damage in an AoE around the Barbarian, which means the Barbarian is going to buff all his homies all around him, which is pretty darn cool. Now, this weapon is an incursion drop, and it drops at campaign level. That means to make it usable, you're going to have to upgrade it all the way up to Chaos 7. That alone, for me, I'm not sure if I'm going to use this mod. If it did come at Chaos 7, I would probably jump back on it really quick, and if you are a fan of the Barbarian, it may be worth it for you to go ahead and upgrade this item all the way up to Chaos 7. As you see, it is locked, meaning you can't move that mod to a different item. That mod is locked to that axe. Now moving on along to the normal expedition maps. Now, each time you do one of these maps, you're going to be guaranteed one of the pirate loot items. There's a weapon for every hero, which can randomly come with one of 10 different mods. Now, the mods are awesome, the weapons are awesome. I particularly really like this anchor. I'm so upset that it's Barbarian only. It seems like most of the cool stuff coming into the game that really looks awesome is going right to the Barb. I'd love to see some of the other heroes get a little love too. However, it's cool looking. There's no doubt about that. Now, if we look through the mods, starting off right at the top here, we got Banexed. And this particular mod, I very quickly put onto my EV2. Primary attacks have a 25% chance to drench, oil, chill, or poison enemies for 740,000 damage per second for 7 seconds. That's a lot of bonus damage just from one mod. Even though it's only a 25% chance, that's pretty awesome. In fact, the second I got the opportunity to, I put one of these right on over to my EV's weapon canister, and loving it so far, no complaints at all. Moving right along, we've got Not Stopping. While moving above 1700 speed, you will drench and deal 342,000 water damage every 2 seconds. Now, to move over 1700 speed, obviously, you need to have some run speed enhancements. So you've got to be moving. When you're running, as long as you are over 1700 altogether, you are going to get that drench and the water damage going off every 2 seconds as you run. Pretty cool mod, definitely unique. It'll be interesting to play around and try out. And remember, these mods are not locked, so you can move them around and put them wherever you want. And these items can also be sold through the player markets. Now moving on over to favorable winds. 1400% of your active movement speed is added to your hero damage. Player grows faster by 60 for each primary attack kill. Resets when stationary. This is for that constant killing hero that's gonna roll through and get the job done, wrecking lots of baddies and jacking up your hero damage in the process. Now, of course, since this is a hero damage, it's based off of primary attacks, so it's going to be best used on that hero that you're spamming your primary or secondary attacks on as your main form of damage. Moving right along to Turn the Tides, hero deals 349% of the health recovered over the past 5 seconds as area damage. This mod I'll be honest, is probably my least favorite of the 10 that dropped today. I can't see myself using this one. The one situation, even with bottom of the barrel mod quality, 349% of the health recovered is pretty darn good. Imagine yourself popping a 200k heal on a boost monk, and that 200k heal turning into 3.5 times that, and dishing out some real AoE damage in the area. So it could be definitely a useful mod. However, like I said, it didn't jump out right out at me and say, use me right away, please. Moving on to Grog. Now this particular one does look pretty cool, and it's on the list of cool looking mods. Primary weapon ranged attacks have a 16% chance of spawning a bottle projectile. On contact, it explodes, dealing 194,000 fire area damage, and confuses enemies for 3 seconds. That's pretty darn awesome. You've got a 16% chance to proc not only a CC, but 200k worth of fire area damage. Good stuff right there. This one I will definitely, without a doubt, be playing around with. Then we've got Grave Infection. Now this one could be potentially one of the strongest mods available from these pirate mats, in my opinion, and it just goes off like crazy. So enemies killed have a 15% chance of spawning a pirate skeleton, lasts for 14 seconds, poisons surrounding enemies doing 1.3 mil damage over 10 seconds. That is good stuff. This mod definitely looks awesome. Excited to play around and do some testing with it. Then we got 2 arms. Switching into this hero will spawn a pirate flag that lasts 11 seconds once per combat phase, increases the defense power of nearby defenses by 20%, their attack rate by 116%, and heals them by 2% each second. Now, personally, I think this is a really cool sounding mod. However, that once per combat phase has got to go, or it's got to last longer. Having something that you can only use once per wave that only lasts 11 seconds is a little bit disappointing. However, the mod itself definitely looks cool for a builder. Then we got Hurricane. While moving above 1700 speed, your primary attacks deal 131,000 storm damage. Now this one kind of goes hand in hand with our other movement speed, not stopping, and this one is the storm variant of it. Of course, you got to be over 1700 movement speed. That can be attained pretty easily, and making your primary attacks do additional damage, which is very cool. Now we got Walk the Plank. Primary weapon melee attacks have a 19% chance to spawn a plank that will fling enemies upward. They deal 666,000 water area damage and drench enemies when crashing back down. Now this obviously is a melee weapon. This is a mod for hero damage monk, a barbarian, a squire, a dryad. You could use this mod in a lot of different situations. It adds some AoE. It adds a drench, which a drench is always good. Very, very cool. And with just a 2-bar mod, has a 20% chance to go off, which is awesome as well. And then moving on over to Shackled. This one has been extremely popular, and I understand why, but at the same note, I don't understand the value of it, as people are paying an enormous amount of gold for a perfect one of these mods right now. I personally don't really have an issue with assassins because I've dealt with them for so long. I'm very comfortable with them, and in fact, on most maps, I completely ignore they exist. However, this is your answer to assassins. Dark assassins have a 72% chance to be chained when striking the hero for the first time, dealing 394,000 damage and stunning them for 3 seconds. You got automated assassin removal. Good game, look out, not too shabby. Now, I like to use my defenses to take assassins off me. If you are having problems with assassins, this mod could save your day, no doubt about it. And then these are just some duplicate mods, but a look at some of the other weapons. Fish Flinger, kind of a cool looking staff there, that is for sure. The Harbroom, it looks alright. At least it appears that it's only rolling in Control Burst 3, which is a good thing, as any other shot type is going to be not really worth anything. And the Polearm has so much potential, it looks so cool. But it's got all those parrot feathers in there. Now it's called the Polywana. Obviously it's parrot themed. It's got the parody colors, it looks like a parrot. However, the shape and body of this polearm just looks super, super cool. Now, like I said, I'm not into those parrot colors. However, I do indeed like the way the polearm looks, besides the parody looking colors that are with it. So once again, these mobs do drop from the 2 new pirate maps. They're guaranteed. All you have to do is get yourself a victory chest, and one of these weapons and mods will be in there. Now remember, you can always buy the unmodded versions of the weapons with gems directly from the Emporium. However, you're going to want the mods, so it's going to be best just to head on there and find yourself the good mods. So that will do it for now. Thank you very much for watching. Click that like button and please subscribe to the channel, and there will indeed be more DD2 coming your way really soon. Thanks again, and I will see you next time around. Take it easy.